Those who follow our work know that we always try to see things from the positive perspective. We know that those who bet on music, in whatever field, are motivated above all by passion, and that with this always come enormous expectations and dreams that can be crushed mercilessly. But then we are also confronted with works like this Anime di Vitro, that clearly sound like something rushed. More rehearsals, more concerts, more maturation would have been needed before they ventured into an original album. The production is terrible, reminiscent of the demos from the late 90s, with guitars with a distortion that hurts and drums with a terrible sound. It also doesn't help that the vocals have an absurd echo in the voice that singing in Italian doesn't help the final result either. Moving within the alternative field, there may be good results coming from this formula, but it definitely needs improvement.
I must say that this debut album by the Italians Kahrmalia managed to surprise constantly. It's not that it's a fickle album that tries to cover as many genres as possible. However, for every element it presents that we don't like the gent guitars, the next moment it manages to redeem itself by vocal melodies and songs, which as a whole, conquer us. Speaking of the voice, we have to mention how it reminds us of Jonas Ranks from Catatonia, something that the instrumental itself also does sometimes, as can be heard in I Will Flow. Not always hitting the mark, misanthropic euphoric essentia shines when it does, and it is these elements that last beyond the moment when the album comes to an end.
Despite the deathcore/metalcore designation that we can find in relation to Fracturus, their sound has a strong death metal base, which makes what we have a very modern and interesting proposal that easily captivates. So easily that it seems to us that only 27 minutes of duration is little, not to say tiny, to be able to enjoy their music. The hope remains that they will come back with more music, in such good quality and greater quantity. Modern death metal that captivates even the most traditionalists.
Although somewhere you might find that the Eating Cave play technical deathcore, and although that label makes some sense, the miscalculation more depressingly fits into brutal death metal and technical death metal. However, what's more impressive than how well it fits into this or that label is the way this album flies by without practically realizing it. The production is quite strong, without exaggerated compression, the evils of many modern productions, and making each song hit us like a merciless hammer. Powerful, without compassion, but at the same time with many melodic hooks, this second album, with the debut having been released only last year, is an album that will win over all those who like brutality allied with technique and melody. And they don't mind a few tinges of deathcore.